Fallout 4 is a game with many different possibilities, allowing you to play the way you want. If you want to roleplay as a sadistic murderer, you can. Or maybe you want to be the hero the Commonwealth needs. I decided I didn't want to be either of those. I wanted to be my hero. Who is my hero, you ask? Well, first I must ask you a question. Have you ever seen Chef?
Yo, have you seen fucking Chef?
The run starts how all Fallout 4 runs start. I get to the character creator, realise I'm rubbish at making them look the way I want, and give up almost immediately. The Vault Tech rep then makes an appearance, so I obviously name my character Jon Favreau, star of the hit film Chef, and start putting the majority of my points into strength and endurance, as if you haven't figured out by now, the weapon I'll be using is a melee weapon. You've all seen the next 15 minutes a million times before, so I'm going to go through it very quickly. The bombs drop, I enter the vault, get frozen, wife dies, child kidnapped, and as I can't attack anything yet, I hide behind a door until the radroaches leave me alone. And we enter the wasteland for the first time. However, even though we have left the vault, the real game has not yet begun, as we still don't have a weapon. So, what weapon will we be using? Well, what kitchen utensil the chefs use the most? A rolling pin, obviously. Now the rolling pin only has two set spawns, one in Vault 81 and one in Sandy Cove's convalescent home. So I go to Sandy Cove's as there is a chef's hat there. Now it's quite far away, so I'm going to explain all the rules of the run. 1. I can only use the rolling pin to attack enemies. 2. I must wear the chef's hat at all times. And 3. I can't use stimpaks. My only way of healing will be from food. Food includes all pre-war food, such as cram or Instamash. It also includes meat and water, and anything you can make at a cooking station. Oh, and the run will be played on normal difficulty. Right, now that's all out the way, we get the rolling pin and hat, so we can finally play the game. With the rolling pin acquired, I fast travel back to Sanctuary to deal with the flies, and upgrade my rolling pin, which I can max out the upgrades on without having to put any points into blacksmith. So, I make it aluminium and bladed for added bleed damage. I also picked up the special look to max out my strength. Before heading to Concord, I decide to actually do some chef stuff and cook, but I'm attacked mid-cook and get stuck in a cooking station. Reloading the save resolves the issue, and I get to Concord to test out my rolling pin's capabilities. As you can see, the rolling pin is more than capable at this point in the game, and the raiders inside the museum were just as easy to kill. Bang! Bang! There's one there. Gotta pick up shit. Oh! Come on, dickhead. Oh! I actually did think it'd be a little bit harder than this, if I'm 100% honest. With the raiders dealt with, I speak to Preston, and then go into the deathclaw fight with the confidence of someone that has a much better weapon. How much damage does it do? Not a lot, I can take that hit multiple times. God, it's such a slow weapon, this rolling pin. Yeah, we'll probably have to take some crown at some point. Which is a nightmare, because I will level up once this is done. Shit. Oh shit. For fuck's sake. He blocks my attacks so much. Die, prick. That's a fucking. Where's he gone? Come here, pussy-o. Nah, that it. Finally. That should have been. As you can see, the rolling pin wasn't great against the deathclaw, and it almost killed me a couple of times. So with that in mind, I decided to do Sturgis quest and Abernathy Farms quest before heading to Diamond City. Sturgis quest is, as I think you all know, was extremely quick and easy, but it did give me a level up. As for the Abernathy Farms quest, the raiders in the satellite station were just as easy as the raiders outside the museum, although they still do a lot of damage to me, so finding some better armour is something I would rather do sooner than later. Now at level 6, I decide to head to Diamond City, and on the way stop off at Cambridge Police Station, and for once in a playthrough, I actually help Dance fight off the ghouls, instead of hiding around the corner like a bitch. I then leave Buzz Lightyear, and we continue on the way to the Great Green Jewel of the Commonwealth. In Diamond City, I go and start the Diamond City Blues quest, as I'm just shaking thinking about all those drugs.
Peter, what are you doing? Crack? What the
I also thought I would need them to sell for food and all, but it turns out I didn't. With Cook dead, I steal all his belongings before making my way to the deal. Oh, I also purchase a champion right arm before. At the deal, it goes about how you would expect. Before I started this challenge, I honestly thought it'd be much harder than this, hence why I didn't make it a survival run. Have you ever seen that done more perfect? Shut up.
That was easy.
Now, with all the drugs I could ever need and a sufficient supply of food items, I head to Arcjet with Dance. I decided I would use the Brotherhood as my way into the Institute, as I think it's the quickest way to get in. It is in Arcjet where I discovered that the damage I take is still well too much to deal with the Simps, so I sit back and let Dance deal with them. And to thank him for dealing with the Simps, I set him on fire with a rocket engine, which he takes like a champ, although he should have realised he was a synth at this moment, as he didn't put his armour on, but still somehow survived. Anyway, once out, Dance gives us Righteous Authority, which I sell almost immediately when I buy the Black Ops chest piece and right shin card. With some new armour, I clear out College Street Station for Night Reese and get some tech for Night Halo. And we've already leveled up before we even finished the mission. Now at level 10, I go to Park Street Station to help Nick. The Triggermen inside were the most difficult enemies yet, with most taking 2 to 3 hits before dying, but still, 2 to 3 hits is pretty good damage. I then take Dino down with ease, and it makes me question whether I really needed to take any drugs to deal with him. Oh well. With Nick now saved, we get to Skin him alone, where drugs are definitely needed. That is a bit mad. Oh my god, it only does that amount? That's great. Let's have a kill the others. Fuck up that. Played that perfectly. I then tell Nick I will meet him back at Diamond City, as I decided I could definitely take on Swan. This confidence, as it turns out, was misplaced, as he didn't go down all that easily. Yeah, that could have been a good idea. Shit, the next sequel. I don't actually know how much. Oh my god. This is a mistake. So close to dying. Nine is crippled. Oh shit. I forgot. I can't fix my arm. Shit. Oh, fuck you. With Swan out the way, I decide to head straight for Fort Hagen to kill Kellogg. On the way, I discover a Yawguai, and what is it you can make with a Yawguai? Oh yeah, a Yawguai roast. The chef element of this run is really coming to shine now.
My name is Chef.
You know what a meme is? I'm a meme.
Oh.
I'm a
Once I make it to Fort Hagen, I fast travel back to Sanctuary to make the roast, along with some other delicious post-war food. Now, I'm going to skip over most of Fort Hagen, and I think you'll understand why when I fight Kellogg. It does 358 damage. What the fuck? That's mental. That is honestly ridiculous. He's gonna be one tap. How ridiculous is that? I then foolishly head to Amare, wasting the Wawgwan roast, something that I only realised halfway through Kellogg's memories. So from this point, I sort of had to speedrun some missions to make the most of it. So with that in mind, I go to the Pridwin and speak to everyone as fast as possible. Then head straight to kill the behemoth at Far Strong, which I slayed just in time, as the second I entered Far Strong, the roast ran out. Anyway, I deal with the mutants inside, therefore securing uniques and ending day 1.
Yeah, have you seen the movie Chef?
John Favreau.
Just before day 2 starts, if you're enjoying the video, a like and subscribe would be hugely appreciated, as we're not that far from 100 subs, which would be massive.
It's massive. And you know what else is massive?
Anyway, day 2 starts with us finishing off the quest from the day before. I'm not sure why I didn't finish the quest off in the earlier stream, as I only had to speak to all the Maxons to finish the quest. Right, with that out of the way, it's time to head to Virgil in the Glowing Sea. A task which went much easier than I thought it would. Apart from a few ghouls along the way, I make it to the radiation-loving nutters at Crater, before heading into Virgil's cave, where I skip about 20 minutes of dialogue, as once you've heard it 6 times, you don't really need to hear it again. Virgil informs us we must kill a Corsair, or at least that's what I think he said, as I have previously stated, I didn't listen to a word of the conversation. Before heading to Green Tech though, I decide I should level up once more, so I'd take care of the raiders in the assembly plant, and the mole rats at Starlight Driving. The gunners inside Green Tech were relatively easy. Yeah, they did a decent amount of damage, but at this point in the game, I'd put a few levels into big leagues and rooted, so my damage output was pretty good. As for the Corsair, I used the old reliable technique of using drugs and alcohol to solve my problems. Who knew a game set in a post-apocalyptic Boston could feel so familiar? Like that. Crit. Played this excellently. Those lot of shit. With the Corsair chip acquired, I'd take it to the railroad who decode it for me, as long as they can keep it after. I agree to this, as I will come back later to kill them all anyway.
Clever?
It's genius, it really is.
With the plans from Virgil, I build a teleporter and enter the Institute for the first time. I decided this run I will side with the Institute. There's no tactical reason for doing this, I've just never sided with them and I wanted to know what it was like. I then introduce myself to all the heads of each department before heading to Libertalia, where I ignore all the raiders. I then use the recall code before fast travelling back to the Institute. I sprint through Bunker Hill to use some recall codes before having a conversation on a roof for some reason. Swan tells me he's dying, which I quickly get over before I head into Mass Fusion. I use the same tactic in Mass Fusion that I use for the majority of my runs. Ignore everyone.
Fucking pussy.
This strat quickly gets me down to the basement, where I get the agitator before fighting the sentry bot. Oh, close. Couple of shots. The bleed might take him out. Die, you twat. Is the bleed gonna get him? Alright, stop now. Fuck off. With the sentry bot down, it's now time to fight the sentry bot. You might be asking yourself why I have to fight it twice. Well, you might not believe this, but the game crashed. I know. I too was shocked when a game made by the notoriously reliable Bethesda Softworks crashed. Anyway, I also killed the Assaultrons before putting on my prettiest dress to convince Wallace to come to the Institute. After some yapping from father, I then kill everyone in the railroad. Wow, these are pathetic.
You think that is going to stop me? Not.
Genuinely thought it'd be a lot harder to go. Where are you running to? With the railroad taken care of, it's time for the final mission. And it's seen as though I haven't died once yet. My confidence was at an all-time high. However, it was this confidence that would cause me to perish. Why did I jump from the top floor instead of using the stairs, you ask? In all honesty, I do not know. What I do know is, I can now no longer put permadeath in the title and just pretend that's what I was going to do all along. The final mission wasn't very exciting. It just consisted of me waiting here until the upload was complete and the Pridwin is blowing up. What a run. Apart from those 3 deaths at the end, we did extremely well. Father then dies and the run is complete. So to answer the question, yeah, you can beat Fallout 4 as a chef. Thanks for watching. I'm Jaeger0. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And if you didn't, leave a dislike. Thank you for making it to the end either way. See ya.